everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It is Cynthia Penelope here, and thank you for clicking in. If you're an old subscriber, thank you for coming back, and if it's your first time stopping by, hello. I hope you like it in here. So yeah, anyway, before I go to the video, I would like to apologize to some of my subscribers because I've been really lacking creativity, sort of. I haven't been posting video for some time now, and yeah, I do have a good reason for it. Not really a serious reason, but like, you know, it's good in a way, because I think I owe you some explanations anyway, because you're my subscribers. You always look forward to my videos. So yeah, I'm just gonna explain why I have been out for a couple of months. I've just been trying to get things for my YouTube, trying to grow my YouTube to look more good, you know. I just want to get some materials that I need for my sit-down videos so it can be more presentable, kind of. Yeah, that's why I have not been doing a lot of videos lately, and plus the lockdown, I haven't been going to a lot of places, so I'm just basically just home. I haven't gotten everything completely, but at least I am in a space. I am somewhere now. I have enough materials to help me make content, sit down videos and stuff. So yeah, stay in this space and watch out for more good content. So yeah, I think that explains why I have been out for quite some time, and I'm sorry, and I hope to come back stronger. Yeah, so if you're hearing any noise background, I'm sorry again, because, you know, as I said, I haven't gotten everything that I need for my YouTube channel. You might be hearing noise from the aircon. The dog is barking somewhere. Yeah, just neglect it, please, and just focus on the video. If you clicked on this video, you're definitely looking for answers. Maybe you want to come to the Philippines to study or something like that, or you know someone who wants to come to the Philippines to study, and you want to know just basically things that international students or foreign students experience in the Philippines. So 2 days ago, I put up a question on my Instagram story, as well as my Facebook story and my Facebook page. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, you can check out my Instagram right here. It's Cynthia Penelope. That's my Instagram name. I also have a photography page, Penelope Aesthetic. It was Penelope Space before, but I changed it to Penelope Aesthetic. So you can just follow me up on Instagram for any more questions you might need answers to. So yeah, a lot of people have been messaging me about life as a foreigner in the Philippines. Not like a lot of people, but like few people, but sometimes it's difficult to reply every individual, and you know, it's just so hard to explain. When you keep explaining things to them, sometimes they don't even understand it. So that's why I'm making this video, so that any question you have, you can just watch this video, and I hope the questions that I'll be answering will help you know or have an idea of what it is to be in the Philippines as a foreigner. A couple of people asked questions, and then that's what I'm going to be addressing. Some people asked questions that I've already answered in my previous video. So if you haven't seen that video, I think it's important you see that video before this one, the description box, so you can check it out. It's the requirements, everything you need to prepare before you come to Philippines to study. Basically, it includes your visa, school, and other stuff. It is a very important video, so if you haven't watched it, I recommend you watch it before you watch this one. So some people asked me questions that I've already answered in that video, so I won't be answering those questions anymore. I'm going to be attending to new questions, and yeah, that's the need for a new videos. If you want more answers to some of your questions, check the other video. Probably I have addressed those questions. Yeah, so I think I've talked a lot, so let's just get straight into the video. The first question says, what is the cost of living in the Philippines? Well, I'll start by explaining that it depends on where you're living. There are students who stay in provinces, there are students who stay in big cities, so it all depends. Me, for one, I was in the province. I studied in the province. I studied in Lorma colleges, and it's in the province, so it is much cheaper and much affordable to live there as a foreigner and as a student. So if you're the person who is looking at finance, I think that would be a very good option for you. There is no huge difference, you get, as long as you get good education. That's all that matters. If you are living, for example, in Manila is the capital of Philippines. It's quite expensive compared to provinces like Odaneta, provinces like La Union, some other provinces in the Philippines. It is much cheaper if you are living in the province. Again, I will be using Naira as a reference because most people who message me are Nigerians. Then I'll put the dollar equivalent just next to the Naira note, so you get what I'm trying to say. So if you are living in Manila, for instance, I think the cost of school fees is much expensive there, and then the cost of living as well. As a student, I'm just giving you a budget for your house rent, feeding, transportation, generally just basic things that are important that you will need to take care of. If you're living in big cities, like I said before, usually it's more expensive than you living in provinces. So I would just use myself as an example. So for your house rent, cost of living for your housing, let's say you are living alone. So if you want to live alone, you can budget like 5,000 to 10,000 pesos for your house rent. Sometimes you get a house that is cheaper than that, sometimes it's within that, and sometimes it's more than that. But if you ask me, as a student, I don't think there is a necessity for you to look out for big houses or like condos or like big apartments. You can actually find somewhere with a little space yet beautiful. I was living in a very small space and it's beautiful. It was very conducive for me. There is 24-hour security, so like everything is provided, and it was not that expensive. So if you're living alone, you should budget like 5,000 to 10,000 pesos as your house rent. As I said, it depends on the city or province that you're staying at. Sometimes it's cheaper, sometimes it is more expensive. So yeah, that's it for your house rent. And then the next thing you need to check is the electric bill. So electric bill, there is no specific amount that you should pay every month. It depends on the electricity you are consuming. If you have an aircon, fridge, fan, just basic things that you use in your home, and how you control your lights, how you manage your electricity. Again, I will give you a range. So for electricity, you should budget at least 1,000 to 2,000 pesos. I'm talking about students, okay? I'm not talking about big men or big women in the Philippines. I'm talking about students, because I know some people who live in condos and stuff and other big apartments, they probably pay more than that. They pay like 5,000 plus for just electricity. But I'm talking about students. So if you're not a student, I don't know what you're doing here. I'm just kidding. So yeah, for students, you should budget at least 1,000 to 2,000 pesos for your electric bill. Sometimes it is also cheaper than that or more expensive. It depends. Like I said, I'm using myself as an example. So yeah, it depends on what you have and how you manage your lights, but the range is usually from 1,000 to 2,000 pesos a month. Then again, we have water bill. Water bills. Of course, for the water you use, it also depends on the water you are consuming and how you use it. It may be ranging from 200 to 500 pesos. Sometimes it is not even up to. I'm just giving you a range, okay? 200 to 500 pesos. Somewhere in La Union, in the province, for example, where I was, I think generally the water bill should not exceed 200 pesos or 300 pesos. I can't remember, but I think it's within that range. It's like a general thing. That's how much you should budget for your water bill. I think these are the three basic. Oh yeah, very important. Internet. Of course, if you are a student, you need internet. Some houses in Baguio have already installed internet if you're going to Baguio to study, but in San Fernando, not very common. They don't really install Wi-Fi in some homes. You need to purchase your Wi-Fi yourself. And then the good thing is that in school there is always free Wi-Fi. I don't know about other schools, but for my school in Loma, there is always very fast internet. Their Wi-Fi is free and it's super fast, so you can always do your assignments in school if you have extra time before going home, or you can get a home Wi-Fi. For your internet, if you're getting a home Wi-Fi, you should budget at least 2,000 pesos. Sometimes it's more, it's like 2,700 and something. But the good thing is that if you have a neighbor who doesn't have Wi-Fi, you can ask them, so you share with them. If they are willing, why not? I mean, you guys should just contribute and pay for it, and it's much cheaper, and it doesn't reduce the speed of the internet. It's still the same. Now let's talk about the transportation. There is a Grab available, like a taxi thing, or Uber. Yeah, I don't know what you call it, but here it's called Grab. So you can use that as a means of transportation, but then it is also very expensive. Considering the student budget, it is expensive, but if you have the money, why not? Apart from Grab, we have bus, like student bus, not student bus basically, it's like public transportation. Yeah, bus. So you can take bus to school. Bus is cheaper. And then apart from bus, we have jeepneys. Yeah, there is jeepney. You can use jeepney as well. And then we have tricycle. You can use tricycle. If you use Grab for school, you can budget at least 300, 500 pesos depending on your distance. If you use bus, you can budget around 100 pesos or less. If it's a bus, you can budget 100 pesos or less. Sometimes it takes 20 pesos, 40, 50, depending on the distance again. If you use jeepney, it's one of the cheapest. It's usually 10 pesos to 20 pesos. So yeah, student life, that is very affordable and cheap. You can actually consider using jeepney. That's like the best for students. And then if you use tricycle, it's cheap, but not like cheap. It's I don't even know what that means, but yeah, it's not cheaper than the jeepney. Jeepney is cheaper than tricycle, but the advantage is that tricycle is like faster, and then jeepney is because jeepney will always stop to get passengers, so tricycle is always faster. But it's not that expensive. Tricycle is around like 20 pesos to 50 pesos to 100 pesos, something like that. So yeah, that's it for the transportation. And then for feeding, I don't know how much you eat. For market, it's usually cheap to buy things in the market. So if you have to go to market, it is cheaper compared to mall. But you do need things from the mall. You can't get everything from the market. There are definitely things that you need to get from the mall. So let's say every month spend like 2,000 pesos for market, because things in the market are quite cheaper. 2,000 pesos or 1,500 or 1,000, depending on how much food I consumed for that month. Usually if I have duty, I spend more on food because I need to make food every day before I go for my duty, because I don't want to eat out. I don't usually like to eat out. Sometimes I do, but not always, because I feel like the food outside is not that healthy, hygiene and all of that. But that's by the way. Mall is quite expensive. You can just go to buy a sanitary pad and toothpaste and tissue paper. The next thing, they are billing you 1,000 pesos or more. So just very simple things are very expensive in the mall. So for mall, you budget like 3,000 to 4,000 pesos, sometimes 2,000 pesos, depending on the things you need. They're just like basic things you need for home, like your maybe snack or sanitary pad, or things like that, things you can get from the mall. It's not that it's not in the market, but I don't know, I don't usually get stuff like that from the market. It's always from the mall, and I don't know why it's like that, by the way. I don't know, when I go to market, I usually focus on food. So yeah, that's it for the cost of living. Cost of living literally took a lot of time. So yeah, that's it. Let's move on to the next question. And how easy is it to adapt to life as a foreign student in the Philippines? It's easy. Talking about adaptation, I think it's quite easy. Like, it's not very hard to survive here if you're a hustler. I mean, if you're coming from Nigeria, we are from a tough place. So like, we can definitely survive and adapt to anything, any situation. It's not hard, really. It's not really hard. Just be open, make friends, meet people. If you have a talent, try to develop your talents. This is one of the best places that you can develop your talents, because like, you have the basic things you need to develop your talent. You may not have everything, but like, things are quite cheaper, and they are quite just at your reach. If you get what I'm saying, it's not hard. It's not hard, really. It's just need to be open. You need to start accepting people, and you need to have an open mind. That's all it takes, basically. I don't think it's hard to survive in the Philippines. So yeah, the next question says, are Filipinos accommodating people? Juicy. Are Filipinos accommodating people? I would definitely say that Filipinos are accommodating people. And don't get me wrong, there are people, specific people, who are just, who are just not nice. And I don't think it's because of it's because of the culture or because of the country. It's because of them. It's their individual selves. So I think generally Filipinos are quite accommodating. This is one of the places that you come and you feel home. If you are open-minded, because if you come to a place where there is a different culture, there is different basically everything, and you're not that open to accepting them or understanding them, then you cannot blend with them. So generally, Filipinos are very accepting people, and there are things, one or two things will happen along the line, but do not let it affect your relationship with the good ones among them, because I've definitely met a lot of good Filipinos, and I can say it was not that hard blending with them at all. That does not mean everyone is like that. You're going to meet difficult people, but just be open-minded. And if you're open-minded, surviving here, adapting won't be difficult for you. But I will say again, generally, Filipinos are very accepting. The next question says, is racism a thing in the Philippines? There is no place on earth. I mean, tell me one place where there is no racism. There will be, but if you ask me, I will definitely say I will hit my chest for that. I mean, for the moment that I have been in the Philippines, and this moment, what is happening right now, I will hit my chest and say that there is no much. It's not that there is no much racism in the Philippines. You just meet few people who are very close-minded, who are not open. That's where it comes in, but it's not even a big issue. It's not a big thing. So yeah, there is racism, but it's not that so much. If you ask me to grade it 1 to 10, I would definitely say a 4 or a 5, because majority of Filipinos are not like that. I'm not trying to make anyone feel good or trying to support or trying to, say something that is not realistic. This is something that I've experienced. This is something that is happening. This is at least around me. I don't know what's happening around every other person, but I can definitely tell you that I've made very good Filipino friends. I can as well call them family. So it's like, there is racism, if that is what you're asking. You're gonna meet a couple of people who are close-minded and racist, but it's not as huge as it is in some of these countries that protest is going on. Philippines is very peaceful, it's very quiet, it's very accepting, you get. So the base thing, respect yourself and you will be respected. And if someone tries to cross your line, try to cross boundaries with you, that is when you have to call them back to order and let them know you are not to be messed with. But generally, I think racism is not that huge in the Philippines. The next question says, since it's just about school and no work, are there fun stuffs there? Are there fun stuffs in the Philippines? I think she's asking for students, because there are work. Some people do work in the Philippines, but yeah, I think this question she's asking for students in the Philippines who cannot work as a student, of course. I explained why you cannot work here in the Philippines as a student in my previous video, so you can check that out. It's in my description box. So yeah, let's answer your question. Are there fun stuffs in the Philippines? Like what many things for you to do and have fun. The truth is, you will have fun in the Philippines. Why am I tearing up? Relax. Okay, I'm literally trying to cry because I'm leaving the Philippines soon, and yeah, I had my fun. I enjoyed the place. You will enjoy it too. I mean, it's so fun in the Philippines. It's not just a proverb. It's a reality. It is fun in the Philippines. When you come here, just open your heart, meet people, be open-minded, and you are going to have as much fun as you want to. Forget about studies. It's hard. I know. School is very strict and stressful and all of that, but the good thing is there will always be a side, something to distract you. It is so fun in the Philippines. I had my moments. I had my fun. I'm gonna miss the Philippines, by the way. But yeah. That's it. I don't wanna cry. But yeah, it's so fun in the Philippines. You're gonna enjoy your time. The good thing is that you don't even need to spend a lot of money to do that. It's affordable. It's just like, just meet the right people. Just pray you meet the right people, and you're definitely going to enjoy your time in the Philippines. Then the last question, says, how do you live a balanced life without breaking a bank? How do you live a balanced life without breaking a bank? Like as in studying and having your fun without breaking the bank. Are you ready for the news? Because I'm about to tell you the news. The truth is that, and this will shock you by the way, in the Philippines, for you to have fun, you don't need to break the bank. You don't need a lot of money to have fun in the Philippines. And that is one of the best things that can happen to a student, because you're studying, you're stressed out, and you do not have maybe a lot of money, but then you have things that will make you happy just by your side, and they are not even that expensive. They are not even that too expensive. You know, you get to have your fun. When I was in the province, we have an instructor, one of my instructors, my teacher. I don't know why I'm tearing up, but like, you know, it's just like memories come back. It's okay, relax. So, oh my god, when I'm making this video, I felt very excited because I'm like, I'm remembering I'm having a lot of memory rushing down my friends and Hillary, Favor, all of them. You know, I'm sorry because I'm trying to talk about me having fun, and memories just keep rushing down. It's making me tear up because I remember the friends I had those memories with. Yeah, sorry for the interruption, but I don't want to get emotional because I miss my friends and I miss those memories, and this question just, you know, brought me back to that memory. But basically what I'm trying to say is that you are going to have fun in the Philippines, and you don't need a lot of money to do that. You just need to have the right people, and you need to make the good friends, the good friends. My time in the Philippines was very enjoying because every person that came into my life, all the friends I had, they were deserving, like they were angels. And shout out to my friends. Thank you for making me happy. Thank you for making Philippines one of the best places for me. At the end of the day, it's not about the place, it's about the people you're surrounded with. So do not surround yourself with negative people. The vibe should always be positive, and you're definitely going to have your fun. Again and again, there are lots of places to have fun in the Philippines, and you don't need a lot of money to do that. If you want to take yourself for a vacation once in a while, maybe Boracay, Palawan, and some other islands, yeah, you can. It's something you do once in a while, okay? So it's not something you do every day. You can actually get the money and take yourself for that trip, and it's not usually very expensive. For as cheap as 5 to 10,000 pesos, you can get yourself a very good island. You can go for your vacation and you're cool, you're happy. You can come with your friends, you guys contribute money, and it's cheaper even if you're going in groups. Just make sure you're going with the right people. Basically, what I'm trying to say is you don't need a big amount of money to have fun in the Philippines. Things are quite affordable, and you can afford a vacation. So you just need to go with the right people and have the right contacts. So that's all the question I received. So basically what I'm trying to say is that Philippines is not that cheap, but then it is affordable. You can have a good life here, you can enjoy your studies, and yeah, so to anyone who intends to come to Philippines to study, I hope this video gets to you and that you will be as excited as I am. I wish you good luck. I pray that God will help you, your parents, your sponsors, whoever that is shouldering your education, that God will replenish their pockets and they will be able to afford the kind of life you want to live here as a student. I'm not talking about, you know, extravagant living. So I'm talking about students who want to live responsibly. So yeah, I pray that God will guide you through your journey, and I hope this video also helps you to have an idea of what you will expect as a foreigner in the Philippines. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to subscribe. Over there, I don't know, where is it? Somewhere. Subscribe, and then how about seeing you in my next video?